Len Bias. They said he was better than Jordan. Faster. Stronger. Colder under pressure. But just hours after being drafted by the Boston Celtics, Len Bias was dead. Was it really just a tragic overdose? Or was something bigger at play? This is the story of Len Bias, the star they tried to erase from history. Len Bias wasn't just a college player, he was a phenomenon. Standing 6 feet 8 inches with a 40-inch vertical, Bias played for the University of Maryland and dominated the ACC. Two-time ACC Player of the Year. He had the grace of Jordan, the build of LeBron, and the intensity of Kobe. But unlike those names, you almost never hear his anymore. Why? Draft scouts were obsessed. Analysts were saying out loud, Len Bias might be better than Michael Jordan. He averaged nearly 24 points a game his senior year, and the NBA was salivating. And then it happened. June 17th, 1986. The Boston Celtics selected Len Bias with the number 2 overall pick. This wasn't just any team, it was the reigning NBA champion. Bias was walking into greatness. The next dynasty was being built. Bird, McHale, Parrish, and now Bias. But he would never play a single game. 48 hours later, Len Bias was dead. Cocaine overdose, they said, collapsed in his dorm room. Heart stopped, dead at 22. But here's where it gets strange. Bias didn't have a drug history. Friends said he wasn't even a heavy drinker. And yet, the official report claimed he ingested enough cocaine to stop a horse's heart. Where did it come from? Who gave it to him? And why? If this was just a tragic mistake, did so many details vanish? The investigation raised more questions than answers. Bias's teammate, Terry Long, was allegedly with him that night, yet his name was barely mentioned in reports. The cocaine was never traced. No one was charged for supplying it. Maryland's athletic department claimed they were unaware of drug use, but later records showed players had failed drug tests that were buried. Then came the media blitz. Within hours of his death, Len Bias became the face of the war on drugs. But instead of being mourned, he was turned into a warning, a political weapon. President Reagan signed the Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1986, partially inspired by Bias's death. It introduced mandatory minimums, laws that disproportionately targeted black communities. They even called one provision the Len Bias Law. Was his death just a tragic accident, or a perfectly timed catalyst for sweeping government control? Some believe he was sacrificed, not literally, but politically. A rising black icon, silenced, then rebranded as a national example. He was no longer Len Bias. He was Lesson Bias. Some theories suggest the overdose wasn't accidental, that Bias may have been set up, that jealous rivals or drug dealers targeted him to prevent his rise. Others believe he stumbled upon something, a scandal, a secret within Maryland athletics, and paid the price. No camera footage, no real autopsy transparency, just headlines, just a funeral, just silence. Bias is rarely mentioned in NBA history. He never got a 30 for 30. He isn't listed on Celtics banners. No statue at Maryland, but those who saw him remember. Michael Jordan once admitted, he was the only player I've ever seen who could play above me. So why did the league move on so fast? Maybe because remembering Len Bias would mean remembering the lies, the manipulation, the truth. Len Bias was supposed to be a legend. Instead, he became a ghost. And sometimes, ghosts are buried not because we forget them, but because someone wanted them forgotten. Like, comment and tell us what you believe really happened to Len Bias. More untold stories coming soon.